Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Directed Writing Part 2 video. Just to remind, this video is helpful for anyone sitting his IGCSE exams. This video's focus is audience and purpose. In our previous video, we have already discussed what is directed writing, why do you do it, how do you approach a directed writing question. But before proceeding to solve an actual question, it is very important to learn how to dissect the question. Each question has indicators. These indicators are the directions. Remember, it is a directed writing question. So these directions tell you about the rules of your playing field. These indicators will let you know what sort of language should be used and why. These set the parameters of your game. Let me read the very first line. Write an article offering advice to young people who are about to join the workplace. The very first line tells you about the purpose, offering advice to young people who are about to join the workplace. Then it talks about the audience and tone. The second line tells you very clearly about and pretty loudly about the genre. Although the genre was there in the first line as well, but it is explicitly stated in the second line what rules are you supposed to use. It means that you are supposed to use the persuasive features of article writing. Remember, I gave you the example of football field and basketball field. Apparently, in the animated picture, they appeared very similar, but we know it very well that both are very different games and they have different set of rules. So article is different from speech and speech is different from letter, and all three employ different language features. Next comes the point where we have to find the facts and we have to distill them. We have to develop the argument and then use the persuasive features according to the direction which has been given by the examiner. It means a genre which has been stated. Our very first point is audience, purpose, and tone. Our audience is the people. Writing is designed to connect with an audience, be that either one or many. Your audience can be a young person, it can be an old person, it can be a girl, it can be a boy, or it can be anybody out there. It can be your headmaster or your friend. Always think carefully about what your writing is aimed at and what is your purpose. Then comes the tone or register. Before writing, try to analyze how your purpose and audience might affect your tone and register. Coming to the audience. Audience is our very first indicator. Each writing has an aimed audience. The audience will dictate not only the content but also the purpose and language used. Like the wedding magazine will have probable audience of women, especially the ones who are about to be married. The language employed will be soft and encouraging, whereas the magazine of cars will have mostly men as the audience, ranging from young to old, ones who are interested in cars. Its language will carry jargons like horsepower, gears, etc. In other words, audience is something which is going to dictate your writing. In other words, your tone. While writing, the purpose and audience play a specific role and go hand in hand to determine the kind of tone, register, or vocabulary to be used in your writing. Vocabulary, the choice of vocabulary is sets the tone or sets the mood of your writing. It means a different set of language will be employed if you're addressing the headmaster or your friend. In other words, your audience is going to determine your tone and register. I have come up with an example in which you want to write to your headmaster or to your friend about a fight at school. The audience of first is the headmaster. Let me read it to you to show you how it is going to differ from the language features of your of language features are going to be different for your friend, because the language of for the headmaster will be formal. It means the tone will be formal. And who dictated the tone? The audience. Dear sir, this is to inform you that on Thursday, 19th September at approximately 10 a.m., during the break, two students were involved in a physical altercation. However, due to the timely intervention of the discipline master, both were prevented from sustaining any injury. Next comes the friend. Remember that audience is going to dictate your language or your tone. Tone is something which is deciphered by the choice of vocabulary. The choice of vocabulary in the first one was highly formal and stiff, whereas in this one it is going to be chatty and casual. Dear friend Ali, I hope you're well and enjoying your new school. Many things have happened back here. You won't believe what happened on Thursday. Around 10 a.m. during break, two students actually got into a fight. Luckily, the discipline master jumped in right on time. Otherwise, someone could have been hurt. It was quite a scene. The whole break turned into a mini drama. If you look at it, the purpose has also changed with the audience. Not only the tone, but the purpose. The purpose of the first letter or the opening is to inform, whereas the purpose of the second opening is to gossip. Now comes the purpose. I'm going to read this question for you, and then I am going to explain how to write down the purpose. Read text and B in the insert, and then answer question A, section A, question 1 on this question paper. Imagine you are the student at school which is considering introducing esports as part of the sports curriculum. Write a speech you have to give to your school community, giving your views. In your speech, you should. Our very first, this line indicates what is the not only the genre, rather it also talks about the purpose, which is introducing esports as part of the sports curriculum. And then it also tells you about the audience. Who is the audience? Students at school. School community. You are addressing the school community. And who comprises of school community? Of course, the students and teachers alike. Then comes the fact-finding part. Let's look at how to write down the purpose. We already know the purpose, that you have to talk about introducing esports as a part of sports curriculum, school curriculum, of course, and you're addressing whom? You are a student and you're addressing the school community. Good morning, my dear fellow students and respected faculty members. It was not your students alone, rather it was school community, and school community is formulated by students and teachers alike and faculty members alike. I'm Ali, a fan of grade 11, and I feel immense pleasure standing on the stage to speak about an important proposal, the possible inclusion of esports in our school curriculum. Now, you don't have to read text A and B for writing down the purpose, because the purpose is always stated within the question itself. I am repeating, you do not even need to read the text for understanding the purpose, because the purpose is there within the question. Text A and B are there for this part only, because this part here you have to evaluate the text A and B to find the facts. It means discursive. Then you have to stack them in the form of an argument, and finally you have to formulate an opinion, persuade the reader. So purpose, where is the purpose? In this part of the question. Through this question, I already know that I have to talk about introduction of esports as part of the school curriculum. We have not touched text A, B as of yet. I'm going to reread this part so that it becomes concrete in your mind. I am Ali, a fan of grade 11, and I feel immense pleasure standing on the stage to speak about an important proposal, the possible inclusion of esports in your school curriculum. We have rephrased this line only. At first glance, the idea of playing video games in school may sound exciting and unusual. However, today I wish to reflect carefully, weighing both the potential benefits and concerns before sharing my own views on whether esports truly deserve a place alongside traditional sports. It means that you have to give your views. You have to give your views whether esports should be a part of the sports curriculum or not. If you look at it, I have kind of summarized the entire question over here without even looking at text A and B. This is how you write down the purpose. I'm going to show you with the help of another question, but this time I'm going to change the audience, and you will see that how the audience is going to affect the purpose at the same time. The genre is the same letter. They never tell you whether to write a formal letter or to write an informal letter. Who defines that you're going to write a formal letter or informal letter? Your audience, of course. And who is going to tell you which sort of speech are you supposed to write? Of course, your audience. Over here, it's the school community. So let's read the question. Read carefully the passage in reading booklet, insert, and then answer question 1 on this question paper. Imagine you're a pupil in the school which is considering introducing artificial intelligence in the classroom. This is the purpose. Imagine you're a pupil in school which is considering introducing artificial intelligence in the classroom. Write a letter to your head teacher. Who is the audience? Only one person. That is your head teacher. Explaining why you would or would not want to see artificial intelligence used in your school. This is the purpose that you have to explain. You have to give your views whether AI should be there in school or not. In your letter, you should evaluate the views about AI in the classroom in board text. Explain based on the text extent that you feel artificial intelligence could affect school life. Now, we already know our purpose. Let's see how we are going to write it down. We have not touched text A or B in this regard. Dear Sir, I, Muhammad Ali of grade 9, respectfully write to present my opinion regarding the proposed introduction of artificial intelligence in our school curriculum. While I recognize the thoughtful intention behind this initiative, I wish to evaluate its possible advantages and challenges. My purpose is to offer a balanced perspective so that the decision taken will not only benefit our learning environment but also reflect the best interest of both pupils and the teachers. Very simple. We have not read the passages as of yet. We have only looked at the question and we were able to identify the purpose. Because the purpose is not there in the text. The most important thing within the directed writing is the question itself, because it tells you what to do, why to do, and how to do it. And what does it tell you? Of course, it tells you the purpose, the audience. It tells you the tone, because the audience is going to define the tone. It tells you what to look for within the text, how to find the facts, how to develop the argument, and how to formulate the opinion, and in which form are you supposed to do it. Now, let's change only the audience. When we change only the audience, what happens? That the entire purpose is going to change. In the previous one, the purpose was probably to take an action, because the headmaster or the head teacher is in the capacity of taking an action. And so this person, Muhammad Ali, wants to inform the teacher, head teacher, to about the possible by the way advantages and challenges before the head teacher may take an action. Now you are going to write the same letter to your friend. Write a letter to your friend explaining why you would or would not want to see artificial intelligence used in your school. In your letter, you should evaluate the views about AI in the classroom in board text. Explain based on the text the extent you feel artificial intelligence could affect your school life. Dear Ali, how's it going? You won't believe what is being discussed at school. They are actually thinking about bringing artificial intelligence into our classes. I just had to tell you because it sounds both super cool and a little scary at the same time. Imagine AI helping us with homework or even answering questions faster than teachers. But then again, what if it makes things too strict or less fun? I can't stop thinking about it. If you look at it, the purpose over here appears to be more of a gossip or a chat chat with a friend. The purpose has altogether changed. So audience, purpose, and tone go hand in hand. This is a language paper. You have to look at all the features of the directed writing question very carefully before taking an action. I'm going back on my very first slide, which explains you about about the audience, purpose, and tone. Remember, audience is the people, and purpose is why you are writing something. And of course, audience and purpose define what sort of language are you supposed to use. And you have to look at the indicators within the question, because the indicators tell you the purpose, they tell you the audience, and they tell you how to develop the argument or how to persuade your reader. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and you have learned from it. Thank you for being with me.